So I'll make the motion if you want one.
Yes, sir.
Second.
Edwards.
Aye.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. All right, the big one of the big ones anyway. Schenectady Unified Communication Center. Resolve the town board to direct Supervisor Joyce to review and sign the Unified Communication Center contract with the County of Schenectady. This contract will implement a countywide centralized emergency dispatch center for the purpose of improving public safety.
I'll make the motion.
Oh, I got some comments.
All right.
It's quick.
I was here at
Jump
that
to
meeting
pick up.
when Tony was here and the county attorney, they gave their presentation. The concept is excellent. Unified Communication Center would certainly do the county great justice. But I have some reservations about it. And my reservations are this weighted vote. The town was not involved at all that I can see. And I've asked Bob, and he was on the board before me, maybe Todd didn't know. The town was not involved in any of this discussion. None of the supervisor that I know of, past or present, was asked to be any part of this. This weighted vote means that the vote is going to be for contract negotiations, any money spent, whatever has to be, our supervisor is not going to have much of a say in what goes on. It's all going to be the city because I think their weighted vote is 46 or 47%. I think that the town was done an injustice. I know that we've never paid for central dispatching, we've never paid anything for it. Mark Blessing came up with an idea that I thought that they should have went, but I know why they didn't, because they didn't want to add the county tax on our county tax bill, because we're already the highest county tax in the state. It should have been the county that did this, and they were the ones who should have raised the money, whether it be a tax or whatever, to fund this. Not placing this on the town and coming up with how much money we have to donate. It's going to be, I think, $15,000 the first year, and after I looked at the budget, and I questioned them about this, the budget already, they're supposed to combine all of these dispatchers and eliminate some of them. But they already have in here an overtime budget of $157,000 for the first year. The second year, or the fourth year, I think our contribution has to go to $25,000, am I correct, Mike?
Start at 7, 10, 13, 16.
16.
And then fifth year, we renegotiate when they get actual costs coming in.
It's all I can see is this is going up and up. Like I said, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We almost have to vote for it, but I think that this is my reservations. I expressed them that night, and I'm expressing them again. I don't know what else to say about it, but I'm not happy with it, that we're forced into it the way we were without our town being involved in any of the discussions, meaning our supervisor. You know, we were just handed this, and I was here when Tony brought it up on a Saturday. Joe and I were here. We were doing some solar work here, meeting with Mark Ricker, Alex at the time, and he just came up and handed this for Mike, and we didn't even know what it was until he opened it up. And that's when we learned about it. I just think that was the wrong way for the county to treat the town of Princetown, in my opinion. That's all I have to say about it.
No, I think I agree, Lou. I think we're in a hard spot. I mean, it's either we get 911 service or we don't.
I agree. I just don't like the way that it was presented, and I don't like the way that the town was left out of any of the negotiations.
That night I was there as well, and I asked them specifically, if we don't get on board, where does that leave us? He says, we have nothing. So basically, like I said, it's a socialistic move, you're shoving it down our throats.
No, I disagree.
Well,
And
that's what I told them.
I
I
feel,
told them.
you know, Princetown, we've been getting a free ride since day one. And it's like, okay, now we're asked to be part of a whole. And to me, I think it's a fair breakdown of what it's gonna cost us. I mean, in public safety at stay here.
And the county should have taken on the.
Well,
burden.
you know, it should have, and you know, the thing is, with Mike here with us now from Glenville, maybe you can hook us up with somebody in Glenville. Maybe we can pool our weighted influence on the total thing. You know, and we've talked about working with our neighbors, Rotterdam and Dwaynesburg, now Glenville. I mean, I don't feel like this, to me, it's a really great idea, and if we move forward with it, I mean, in the computer world, you write a program and you debug it. And I think this unified communications is gonna be, there's gonna be some bugs that we're gonna have to work out, but if we keep working and keep trying, I think it's gonna be in the long term.
I don't think anybody's questioning the.
No, I'm not questioning that at all.
Conceptual.
Concept. I was just questioning why our town wasn't involved in the supervisor, that's what.
Well,
If I can just make a comment on that, having been around, I remember almost 3 years ago now, after getting elected to office, the supervisor that was newly elected then was unaware of meetings that had happened and that had involved the prior town supervisor to her involved in this topic. As John said, this has been around they've been talking about this for a long time, and I think this goes back a couple of, 2 or 3 supervisors that have been involved in conversations that I believe were consulted, did provide input, but even Melanie last year, when she came into office, she wasn't aware, I believe, and I don't want to be putting words in her mouth, that there had been meetings with the prior supervisor to her about this, where we were asked our opinion, our comments, our input. And then I know her and I both went to a lot of meetings where we were asked our opinions. Again, it's, we're kind of the tail wagging the dog a little bit, but originally, one of the proposals that I remember seeing didn't have a weighted decision-making body, because everybody got a singular vote, and some of the larger municipalities complained about that they were carrying the lion's share of the financial load, they should have a greater say in the decision-making. So it's some of that has been talked about, and though I hear what you're saying, that it would have been nice if when we had gotten some earlier communication other than here, everybody's in, just waiting on you. Our town, maybe not us, this particular board, but our town has been involved in this for a while. And to your point too, I agree, Joe, it's a starting point. I think we have $1 million worth of grant money here that we're trying to take advantage of. This probably isn't the perfect, widget, but it could be a starting place. And hopefully we can work together with everybody.
I had the handouts, the resolution is actually in the contract, or a couple pages before the contract. So it's a 2-page or a 3-page resolution. If you guys are okay, especially with time, would you accept it just as it is into the record, or do you want me to read it into the record?
I've read it all over.
Bob, you okay with me just taking it as is? Joe?
Yep.
Todd?
We're just gonna attach the proposed resolution that's in the UCC handout that we got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you have it each one?
Yeah, I have that, I've seen it, and it's, the county needs the identical resolution passed by each municipality.
That's
So-
fine. I was just wondering if you had it digitally, you could send it to me, or I'll call the county.
Yeah, I've got, so I can.
Okay, that's,
Yeah, I don't know if they sent us the digital one. I didn't get one.
no, I didn't get one either, that's what I'm saying, I'm gonna need
We
a
did
digital
one on
one.
one.
You have this one.
Yeah, but only hard copy, not digital.
I'm okay with you not reading the resolution.
All right,
So
so,
there's light discussion, I don't think we can have.
okay, do I have a motion?
I have
I
Joe.
made-
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Edwards,
Aye.
Esposito,
Yes.
Krasinski,
Yes.
Myers.
Reluctantly.
Is that a yes?
Is that a yes, or Joyce?
Yes. Mail procedures. So during my time here, I think I just heard about everybody, and I know it's a tough process. And I don't have it with me, did I print it up?
Yeah,
I
this?
don't think I handed it to the board. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, this is, I know that. You want one?
Yeah. Just four.
Oh.
So, just that we've had, obviously we're going back to, into the Gorman issue, confusion in the US mail, so we're proposing that we adopt this new Princetown mail procedure. Basically, all incoming mail must be marked with time received and date marked on the envelope. All incoming mail should be sorted, date, time stamped, and delivered to the addressee or department each and every day. Any mail clearly marked personal, department, or individual should never be opened but delivered to the addressee as soon as possible. Envelopes marked addressee only or restricted staff should never be opened but passed as soon as possible to the addressee. Mail delivered in error, this should be delivered to the appropriate department or person with the envelope dated with the time received. All other mail may be opened and delivered to the appropriate department or person with the envelope and contents dated with time received. Registered or recorded mail. Any registered or recorded mail must be signed for and then entered into the memorandum book that is kept for this purpose. It may be then opened with the ordinary mail unless specifically directed to the department or person. But if proper to open, the contents should be securely attached to the envelope with the date, time, stamp received. Opening mail. If not specifically addressed to the department or person, each envelope must be opened carefully with the contents removed and date stamped showing the correct date received. Important papers such as court papers, statement of affairs, etc. should be stamped on the back of the documents. Care should also be taken to prevent any unopened envelopes becoming intermingled with those that have been opened. Enclosures, where enclosures are mentioned in the correspondence, a check should be made to ensure that they actually have been attached. If they have been omitted, a note to that effect should be made in pencil on the department letter. So again, we're just looking to track our mail as it comes in each and every day. Again, I've heard.
Actually, part of this can't be done just because it was part of records management, and as part of the records management, when something is open, for instance, if something comes to the supervisor, it's actually open for everyone, unless it says personal. It is town business, so then the original is kept and copies are made for the town board. So to some degree, some of this is in controversy, I guess the word would be, with records management.
So is there an actual documentation we can refer to that?
Yeah, just contact records management.
Because we talked about Michelle in the court, do they have their own protocols that they need to follow for anything that comes into the court?
I guess all our mail goes as a bulk into the windows. Just the rest of the mail is getting, is absolutely, complaints, and I hate to say it that way,
No
but
complaints. I haven't even been
That-
told about it. Who complained? The
I-
process has been, go ahead.
So actually, everybody, there's probably
Like
not
who?
one. Everybody
Do
gets mail.
you have complaints?
I don't know, I've never gotten mail.
We get all the mail. We get all the copies. No,
I'm
really,
not-
we should probably talk about this.
I mean, there's not somebody here each and every day, is there?
No, Mondays and Fridays, there's no mail delivered, to my knowledge.
Mondays there is mail.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
It's,
just put it on Friday.
yeah. So, I don't get my mail, I get them opened, I get it put into my box.
Unless it's confidential, that is records management, yeah. And then everyone gets copies, and the original stays with the town clerk. Yeah.
So when mail comes addressed to somebody, do you open it?
I open everyone's mail. And then you make copies. If it goes to code enforcement, I put it on their desk. If it goes to whatever, water, because it all
And
has
this
to
is
be.
supposed to be done?
Yeah, that's the way it's been done. That's records
Well, I didn't ask
management.
how it's always been done. I said, is
It's
that the way
records
it's supposed to be
management,
done?
Luke.
Yes.
It's correspondence that comes in. Correspondence has to be tracked. I have a whole book of all the correspondence of the originals that come in. They're divided by year and by month. And if anything comes in, then everybody is copied on it. The original stays here, and that's how you get all your mail. Everything that comes in goes to you. The problem is if everything goes to Mike that has his name, or to Joe, or whatever, it never gets back into records management. It's what chaos that would create. And that's not the way a town should be running. A town should have order to its mail, things go where they're supposed to go. And if there's complaints, I have never had anyone say anything about a complaint, so we should really
How would
discuss
you
it.
make public record of something that there was no, I mean, something was sent to me directly and it didn't go through a process. I could see it ending up underneath the ceiling of the car and never getting into public record.
I mean, I try to get
Well, that's
I
exactly
try to
what
get
happened.
vouchers back. I can't even get vouchers back. I give files to people, they don't come back. And now mail's supposed to go to people, it'll never get back. And that is just part of government. It's supposed to be available for the people to see and not sit on someone's desk or be thrown away or, so
I'm fine with tabling this, we need to talk about it because, again, day one, I walked in, somebody said, you gotta watch your mail, and you're not gonna get it. And
you've gotten all your mail,
I'm,
all of your
again,
mail.
I'm kind of saying what the feedback that I had and I've gotten.
Really?
So, you know,
You're not making that up, huh?
Come on, please.
No?
Respect.
the answer is absolutely not. Matter of fact, 10 of us sat around the table 2 weeks ago and heard one person say crystal clear. And that was when I finally said, enough, that we need to get a policy done. So we'll skip that. So I'm on the table this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Carol,
What?
Jump back.
What?
I'm going to ask you just to refrain from making things, statements like that again.
Like-
All right, let's move on. File disclosure. Resolved, the town board of the town of Princetown hereby authorizes and requires the town clerk to make available to the town supervisor all town records, including files, documents, emails, correspondence, paper, electronic, received during, created during, and associated with the administration of the former supervisors Melanie Whaley and Nick Moore within 30 calendar days. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
I'm not sure what you're looking for.
Who seconded?
I'll second it.
What exactly are you looking for? Every last piece of paper that came into the mail, through the mail
So,
system?
so what it was, so we thought, I took it when the FEMA came through and they knocked on my door and said, we're here to talk about, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The UCC came knocking on my door going, well, let's get ready to pass it, going, I don't know what you're talking about, because I have never gotten documentation. So, this is my request. We have a motion.
Yeah, I've been communicated to you, I think it was a similar experience from that I observed.
On the table, Mike,
from
a
the-
second, let's vote on it.
Let's have a
So
vote.
we can not only have discussion on the items during Robin's rules, where it says we can have discussion on the things that you want to have discussion on, I'm just asking for clarification, as I think that this is, again, just another harassment and ridiculous request. If you have specific issues or information that you're looking for, again, I observed a similar situation specific to FEMA and UCC. With UCC specifically, with the prior town supervisor, she didn't have anything, that there was no UCC file sitting on her desk, that when she got her first contact from Tony Duzinski, and I guess I just don't recall, she jumped in, figured it out, and dealt with it, and did a great job comprehending what was being proposed, providing input, giving information back to the residents and to the rest of the town
Where
board.
is all that documentation?
Yeah. There you go.
I'm sure it's in some UCC file here somewhere, I'm
That's all
assuming.
we're
That's
asking.
the whole
Well,
idea.
that's-
I gave dispatch.
No idea.
He's got all the files.
But I don't understand this, this is like, again.
So is your vote gonna be
Just
no,
more
or is it-
non-productive BS.
All right, well, then we vote no.
You guys keep going on this
Thanks.
path.
Thanks for your
You're
approval.
doing a great job.
All right, we got Joe first, Lou second.
No.
Right, Esposito,
Yes.
Jazinski,
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Yes. Junk car and trash removal. Again, folks, we unfortunately had a show it last week, but it's been sitting out there for a while. I guess originally it started with the civic committee, or historical committee, but anyway, hereby resolved, the town board of the town of Princetown hereby directs the Princetown town clerk to arrange to have the abandoned panel truck and trailer that is stored behind the town hall legally disposed of, and removed within 30 days at no cost to the town, that any proceeds be deposited to the civic historical